All right, Stuart Rhodes from Oath Keepers in studio with me, and we're talking about the new Attorney General, William Barr. Neither of us like William Barr, at least based on his past. I mean, I guess miracles happen.
Well, based on his own statements in the confirmation hearings, he's in favor of red flag laws.
Yeah, but here's what was interesting to me about this is when Sessions was the Attorney General, when Sessions was appointed, huge story, all national news. When the Sessions hearings went on, huge story, everyone tuned in. I mean, live links everywhere. Everybody was tuned in. He gets confirmed. He's the Attorney General. Everyone's paying attention to his every move. Why isn't he doing this? Why is he doing that? Why did he recuse himself? Why won't he arrest? And so his Sessions is like constantly in the news. He gets attacked from the left. He gets attacked from the right. Okay, well, he's gone. It's big news. Whitaker comes in. Everybody talks about Whitaker. Whitaker said this about Clinton. Everybody watched Whitaker's hearing just earlier. I guess that was earlier this week or last week. I can't remember. And so it's like always a big story. And then William Barr's confirmation hearing, nobody cared. Nobody covered it. Nobody talked about it. Wasn't a big news story. William Barr confirmed he's the new Attorney General. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's reporting on it. It's not a big debate. I mean, doesn't that tell you, before we get into what we expect from William Barr, doesn't that tell you the power of the corporate media? They decide what you talk about.
Right.
They decide what the relevant story is. If they're not talking about it, then it didn't happen.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, doesn't it just amaze you? And does that make you worry about William Barr even more?
Well, I'm already worried about him, despite, like you said, by his own history, his own track record. But yes, my concern is given this now confessed 25th Amendment coup attempt.
That they're trying to walk back, but yeah.
Right, but I think the president's still vulnerable to it. So I'm very concerned about who's on his cabinet. So yes, I think William Barr is an obvious, neoconservative globalist from his old school. What is it, from the first Bush administration, from Bush Sr. So they resurrected this guy from the grave, basically. It's like a zombie from like the 1980s. Here he comes again.
Yeah. He's like, oh, go get that old Bush guy. He's like crawling out of the crypt, like, I will protect Mueller.
Yeah, and Gunners America, to their credit, pointed out that he was in favor of a magazine capacity ban. He was in favor of an assault weapons ban back then. And now he's in favor of red flag laws, which are basically gun confiscation laws. That's what they are, or edicts. That's what they really are.
Well, and then you have, I mean, look, I talked about the precedent that they were trying to set yesterday when Nancy Pelosi comes out and says, oh, we'll declare a national emergency on, guns or whatever. I mean, that's just them showing their hand. They already want to take the guns.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing new there. They're just saying, no, they're just admitting it. They're saying, no, we will take the guns, and now we'll use this as justification.
And one concern I have, looking at this like in a big chessboard, is that it might be that the reason why they put Barr in there, and they've got Trump to go along with this, is because they see that as a final option to torpedo Trump in 2020. If Barr, his new Attorney General, supposedly a patriot conservative, lets him know, oh, it's okay to go ahead and sign a national red flag bill, you'll be okay, and he does it, he'll lose at least 10% of his base among hardcore gun owners, and he'll lose in 2020. So it could be that's why he's there. He's there to be the poison pill.
Just kind of like a stalking horse, waiting
for if they need to, they'll use him to get President Trump to sign a national red flag bill, which Lindsey Graham supports, and Rubio, all of these neoconservative globalists support red flag bills. And so they can convince, and now you even got the NRA walking back and saying, well, under certain conditions, we'll be okay with this. I think it's extremely dangerous for President Trump right now. He's getting bad advice. Today, he issued a national emergency declaration, which I thought did not go far enough, articulating his obligation as commander-in-chief. So I think he's getting bad legal advice already. Imagine what it'll be like with Barr.
Well, again, you're a zero tolerance type of guy. I mean, your bottom line, I kind of have like a 10%, 15%. I'll kind of give a little leeway here and there, but fundamentally, I go back to President Trump's inauguration address, where he said famously, I'm going to give the American government back to the people, back to the republic, drain the swamp, right? Well, William Barr, that's giving it right back to the swamp. That's putting another swamp creature right in there. So when I see that kind of is what upsets me. Now, I know Trump enough to say that he's going to make sure that, are you going to be loyal to me? I mean, they make a big story of it. Oh, he demands loyalty. Well, yeah, he's got people trying to impeach him for nothing. He's got people writing false documents about him. He's got FISA warrants over those false documents. Of course he wants someone that's going to be loyal. He's in a damn civil war here.
Right.
So, I mean, it really is a head scratcher. I think that he puts Barr up there. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Now, what do you think, though? Because he's got $8 billion for the wall now. He really wants to build the wall. My concern is that even if he builds a wall, I mean, who knows what the Democrats would do, but my concern is that just like they'll reverse everything else he's done policy-wise, they'll do something to reverse that. So it's like if he gets a wall, they'll either tear it down, they'll either amnesty everybody. I mean, that's my fear here, is that the Democrats are going to do anything and everything they can if they get in power, God forbid in 2020 or after, they'll do everything policy-wise to reverse what Trump's doing at the border. And do you think Trump thinks about that?
I'm sure he does. Yeah, I'm sure he does. But a couple things on that. That's why it's so important that the Texas legislature, there's a bill now for Texas to go ahead and fund and build its own wall on the border. And I think it's exactly what Texas should do. That'll throw a monkey wrench in that plan, because as long as Texas remains loyal to the Constitution, if you have your governor now sign that and go build that wall, they can take care of the eminent domain part. They can do that under Texas law and pay the landowners for the takings. Build a Texas wall. It doesn't make a difference if Democrats take over. They can't tear it down. So that's one way to handle that. But the other thing is, though, is that if Trump builds the wall, and he should use the military right now, what he should do is say that the cartels are international terrorist organizations and military enemies, use the full resources, not just $8 million of discretionary funding in the DOD budget, but the entire DOD budget, and say, as we defend Europe, as we defend Southern Korea, as we defend Afghanistan, I'm going to go ahead and deploy the troops, the full resources to defend the United States and build the wall. Now the Democrats are forced to come in, and after you have more security and the obvious, evidence that it works, come in and try to destroy what he's built. It's better to have that than never have it built in the first place.
And I think President said so aptly today, we fight to create borders in countries all around the world, but we don't fight to have our own border.
Right.
Now, this story came out yesterday, and this is the omnibus amnesty bill, which I think is awful. And he hasn't signed it yet. They say McConnell said he's going to sign it. We'll see what happens. So I covered this yesterday, but the things that were bad about this, as far as it came to border security, Trump kind of just, pun not intended, trumped. Like less of a wall, this is from the omnibus bill, less of a wall than what the Democrats even agreed to. Well, he just beat that with the national emergency. Liberal local officials have veto power over the wall. I'm not sure if that still applies, but states can still build their own wall. But that's the thing. Most of the illegal border crossings are happening in California. You notice how they don't really happen in Texas. You notice how the caravans...
They do have it in Texas.
But not nearly as much. If you look at these caravans, they'll travel an extra 2,000 miles just to get to Tijuana and not Brownsville, Texas.
Well, now you got one right outside of Eagle Pass, which is why we were there the other day. I gave Chris Cox from Bikers for Trump a tour on the ground, and then yesterday I flew him across the border so you can see it. But I think what they're doing is they attacked San Ysidro first with the caravan to demonize the wall. They wanted to show women with children trying to get over this horrible wall to demonize it. Now they just want to get inside the United States. That's why they're starting to come over here, I think. And
it's like now they can sue. You have these people, they come here legally, and then they sue the U.S. government. It's the most unheard of crap you've ever seen. And we cater to all this crap, and then we're called racist. There is a lot of amnesty pretty much for everyone in this bill. If he signs it, I don't know if that's fair or good. We'll see what happens. Again, didn't get the funding for the wall, but that's okay. He just declared the national emergency. And this bill will also double the number of H-2B visa workers, so you can have the debate on whether you support that or not. But a lot of people are saying if he signs this bill, it's a compromise with the Democrats that America really can't afford right now.
And I agree. I think Ann Coulter is correct when she says that, this is actually a loss. It really is. It's like a fool, like I did on Twitter a little post that said it's like fool's gold. You're being offered this, shiny, hey, you're going to give you some funding, but really what they're doing is they're solidifying and expanding the already absurd asylum process that allows anyone who sets foot on U.S. soil to claim asylum. There's a provision in there, I believe, that gives priority to those who claim they're escorting children. So now they're going to have children being brought as human shields all the more to force themselves into the United States.
Well, and that's still in the bill. basically, if you can, if you're here with an unaccompanied minor, then you can basically skip everything.
Right.
And so, yeah, like it's human shields. I mean, it's literally using children. It's an invasion. Trump said it was an invasion, and it is an invasion. Stuart Rhodes, thank you so much. Oathkeepers.org is where you can follow him and the great work they're doing at the border, and just monitor what they're doing, folks, because Stuart Rhodes has his finger on the pulse of what's going on at the border. We'll be right back with more of The War Room. Don't go anywhere.
We're bringing back one of the biggest fan-favorite formulas we've ever offered with even better ingredients. Ultimate Bone Broth. InfoWars Life is proud to bring you a powerhouse bone broth formula to help push you to your limits. This incredible formula will help you get the most out of your workout with the power of ultra high-quality bone broth, one of the most popular health trends on the planet. Built with more than 7 different superfoods and crucial compounds, Ultimate Bone Broth will help support your healthy muscles, digestion, tendons, and ligaments, while also supporting your body's fight against free radicals. This incredible chicken bone broth formula contains time-tested ingredients such as turmeric root, chaga mushroom, goji berry powder, bee pollen, and alfalfa herb powder to support your body. It's time to experience what Ultimate Bone Broth can do for you. Get Ultimate Bone Broth now at 50% off.
Wars are like 12-round heavyweight boxing championship fights. It's about who wants it, who's prepared to go the longest, and who's ready to do the damage. We took on Hillary Clinton. We stopped her. We got a nationalist in. Nationalists are getting elected all over the world right now. We are winning. But those of us who are at the very front line, at the tip of the spear, are under unprecedented attack. So I come to you each day and try to explain to you that this is a war of attrition. This is about who wants it most. And you know the persecution, the censorship, the sponsors they've taken, everything. I am in your hands. You are in my hands. I need financial support, and I got products you and your family need. It's that simple. Thousands of great products, whatever's award-winning, whatever's best-selling, what folks love, what I love, we bring it to you at InfoWarsStore.com. So please, go to InfoWarsStore.com today. Look at all the great products, because we're in your hands, I'm in your hands, and your support is beyond critical. Thank you.